All right. Dude named Martin. Hey, Martin. Just commented on one of my other Google Maps videos and was specifically asking about hitchhiking from Oklahoma City to Flagstaff. So I figured, all right, I got a minute. Let me show you exactly how, Martin, and anybody else who randomly wants to hitchhike from Oklahoma City to Flagstaff. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm you right now. So I pulled up Oklahoma City on Google Maps. And I guess the first thing I would do is just do OKC to Flagstaff. I've actually hitchhiked this route back and forth many times, but this is just sort of my process before I hitchhike. So I'll just like kind of look it up to see what I'm looking at. Obviously, it's I-40 the whole way, 12 hours, 42 minutes, and I would take I-40 the whole way because it's a direct shot. It's going to be a ton of traffic on that road, that road, that road. Yeah, people will be going all the way to California. So 12 hours, 42 minutes with this road. I would say it would take you anywhere from a day to 3 days. Typically 2 days is what it would take. In one day, you might get lucky. You might get like someone who's just jetting all the way across. You might not. Um, and it might take you 3 days. It kind of depends on what time of day you start in Oklahoma. But I can tell you right now, the two biggest cities are Amarillo and Albuquerque. Uh, Sorry for all these markers. I don't know if you other guys use markers on Google Maps, but yeah, it's like stuff that people tell me about, and I just mark it on there. Oh, look, there's a truck stop. That's what those markers are. So yeah, Albuquerque is going to be the big thing in your way as far as like a gigantic city that you might get kind of stuck in for a minute, but maybe not. Just depends where you get dropped off. So yeah, let's start in Oklahoma City. So if you get a good early start, my goal for the first day would be to at least get past Amarillo. And if you were to get to Albuquerque in one day, you'll definitely get to Flagstaff the next day. But let's see where you would start off here. So this kind of depends on where in Oklahoma City you are, if you've got a buddy who can drop you off, if you're staying with someone. But let's see where you'd want to be in that situation, ideally. So I would search for something like truck stop. And I know there's some over here. Yup. Yeah, so, oops. I've been dropped off at this truck stop many times. I think I slept in the parking lot there one time. Yeah, definitely. Uh, just loves though. Just looking at it's on the outskirts of the city. So if you do have a buddy, like right away, I can tell you that's where you want to be. Almost definitely. If you got someone who can like drive you over there, and just to like double check. So truck stops are obviously just good because there's going to be people typically going a long distance, and this is on the west side of town, which is where you want to be. And I would just zoom in here, take a look at the satellite view just to be sure. And yeah, so Oklahoma, so you're going to have big, cushy on ramps. So yeah, this is exactly where I would go. I'd stand right here, and actually, yeah, right there. And you could even look on Street View. Not like have to in this situation. You can tell it's nice. Yeah, look, there's a truck pulled over for you right now. Yeah, you can stand here and you get a ride like right away. I forget what the laws are in Oklahoma. Yeah, I think you're good. You can actually walk down to the highway. Not everyone likes to do this. In fact, most people I talk to who hitchhike don't like to do it, but I do. I would go all the way. I don't have to really do this zooming nonsense that I'm doing, but yeah, I would just keep on walking. I would just start walking, and the reason I do that is then I get all the traffic from everywhere, north, south. This again, yeah. If you're actually on the highway, then everyone who's coming from over here, um, they'll see you too. And yes, they're going fast. They're going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, but people stop. But yeah, if you don't want to do it, just stand right there and you'll be good. Um, if you don't have a friend or someone who can take you out there, these are going to be pretty good too. Definitely this TA. What is all this? Yeah, pilots and a loves and a TA. Yeah, this could be a good spot, but this on ramp looks a little sketch. Oh no, yeah, I guess you're good here too. Just double check. Old street view. Yeah, this is going to be pretty busy too with all these. This might even be better, particularly if you're not into walking as a backup. And this is closer to town. You might just be able to get here real easy. But yeah, you could literally stand. You got traffic coming from both ways here. So I would stand like precisely like right here. And that way you see the cars coming. So that'd be a good spot too to start. North, south, this again. And if you don't have a buddy, then you'd have to walk. Get back to here. Yeah, so that would be a good spot. Let's see. Yeah, if you don't want to, yeah, what was I saying? If you don't have a friend who can take you there, then you kind of got to see how far that walk is. Those are the most ideal spots, but you might be like, I don't know, somewhere shitty. Like, let's do this. Let's click on here and do random. So sometimes if I've got like $1 or $3, I'll see what the public transit is. So let's say that you're, I don't know, somewhere obnoxious, like here. Like, I don't know, if you're staying at a house right there, I would just like do that driving direction to see. And then I would switch to transit just to see if there's like a, no, there's nothing. Local transit bus anywhere. You can drag this around and see, no buses in Oklahoma City, huh? All right, well, that's not an option. It's going to say maybe, oh, there's a bus that goes to there. So local transit sucks in Oklahoma City, apparently. Oh, $1.75. So what if you were here from there? Does that, no? Buses suck here. Never mind. That's not an option. But I'll sometimes look at that to see if I'm out like in the middle of nowhere and it's going to take me like 3-4 hours to walk just to like this road or that road. I'll see if something can get me to the good spot. But in this case, no. So maybe I've already solved your problem as far as where to start. But if you're down here, you just kind of got to walk to the closest ramp. So if you happen to be downtown, you kind of have no choice. I would, man, it's like a mile, 2 miles. I'd want to get on this side of the 44, but you could always just start where you got to start. And in that case, just zoom in and take a look at what some of these on ramps look like. Oh, that's not a ramp. Jesus. Yeah, you'd have to be like over here. Yeah, like here, walking on there. Yeah, so I would try to walk past all this. But yeah, that just depends on your style, if you like walking or not, and if you got a buddy. But all right, let's say I've already solved the problem, and you can get over here, or maybe you're already over here. That's where I would go. That's where I'd start, one of those truck stops. And just because I've hitched this road before, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get a ride, your first ride, at least to Amarillo. Maybe you get dropped off somewhere random. I mean, these are all small towns, so not a lot of people, so less likely that you'll get a ride there. But it can happen. But I would definitely, if you do get dropped off in Shamrock, let's say, definitely just get on the highway. Like, don't stand on an on-ramp in Shamrock. Let's see. I'm pretty sure in Oklahoma it's legal too. Not that that matters. But yeah, I would just walk right up on. You can either stand like right here where the on-ramp meets the highway if you got a lot of stuff, you don't like walking. But personally, I would just start walking backwards, thumb out. Someone will pick you up. Yeah, so if you get an early enough start, you'll definitely get to Amarillo, unless you're just having really bad luck and no one's picking you up. But you get to Amarillo easy, and hopefully you get dropped off in a good spot in Amarillo. If someone's like kind of nice, or you can tell they'll kind of do you a favor, like, where should I drop you off? Say Sam's Club. Keep that in mind, I guess. This Sam's Club. I'm just seeing that right away. That might be, if someone lives there, they'll know where Sam's Club is. Be like, oh yeah, on the outer ring, on the other side. See if they'll drop you off there, because kind of would suck if you got dropped off here, like on the east side of this 27, since you're going west, because then you'll have to kind of walk through, or maybe you'll get a ride and someone will be going south in this 27. And at least it'll get you there, but you got to keep walking. But hopefully they'll get you past there. But in one day, in the first day, assuming you get started early enough, you'll probably get to Albuquerque, because once you get on the other side of Amarillo, say you get dropped off there, again, there's not a lot of big spots here. So someone might be going to Tucumcari or Santa Rosa, but you should be able to get yourself at least to Albuquerque. And yeah, I don't know if you got buddies in Albuquerque you can stay with, or if you watch some of my other videos on stealth camping, I don't know. You'll have plenty of options there. But then, yeah, the next day, again, there's not a lot of big spots. Sometimes people stop and Gallup. Holbrook. But yeah, then you'll be straight on to Flagstaff. It's actually a pretty straightforward route that you chose. And like I said, 2 days is pretty fair for a 12-hour drive, 6 hours one day, six the next. And Albuquerque would just be like the big thing I'd be not worried about, but just like thinking about like, oh, that's maybe where I'm going to end up and stuck, just because if someone, drops you off here, like it just kind of sucks hitchhiking inside of bigger cities. And especially if you're on like the wrong side of the city where you're trying to go, because that means like you could be like standing here for a long time, trying to get a ride, and you finally do, and there's someone who's going up to like Santa Fe. So they'll be getting on I-25. Santa Fe's right up here. So yeah, that can be just a time suck. You can get here, and then it takes you like 6-7 hours to like walk and hitch like little 2-mile rides to get over here where you want to be. See, there's a truck stop over there. I think I've slept outside the truck stop. There's like a desert area. Yeah, probably this one. Yeah, I think I've camped like right right up in here before, once or twice. Yeah, this is the spot. You can kind of tuck back. There's like a ravine or something. I remember I was able to kind of get hidden somewhere up in there. Yeah, so yeah, pretty simple. Hope that hope that helps. It should be pretty easy for you, man. I do believe. And Flagstaff's awesome, dude. Maybe that's why that's probably why you're going there. You know what's up. Flagstaff. Look at all these markers I got here. A lot of them are breweries. What is this? Mother Road. There you go. Oh, permanently closed. God damn it. Dark Sky. No, they must have another location. Dark Sky is awesome. All right, that's just a little bonus for you. Go to Dark Sky Brewing. Say that you saw them on the Hopping Show. Happy days to you, Martin, and anyone else who wants to go to Flagstaff from Oklahoma City. Very specific, but pretty easy. And yeah, there you go.